On this edition of Mocs News, we bring you highlights from homecoming week.
Our Patrick Redding goes out on the streets to talk with students about this hot weather.
And our Bailey Biddle has all the updates for sports.
I'm Tadeja Patterson.
I'm Shirley's Lundy, and your news starts now.
UTC crowned a king and queen during their homecoming football game this past weekend.
Seniors Dominique Malone and Yancey Freeman Jr. continue the legacy of 4 consecutive years where both the homecoming queen and king are African American. Malone says that she ran for queen for the ones who have guided her in her past.
Just being able to give back to other students, as UTC was able to help me progress in my leadership skills, it meant so much to me. And honestly, that's what this is for me. This isn't for me, it's like for all the people that have helped me get here. All my mentors, all of the students who have helped me. Just being able to give back to other students.
The two are both deeply involved in clubs and organizations here on campus. Yancey's father is Dr. Yancey Freeman, Vice Chancellor of Enrollment Management and Student Affairs at UTC.
That I've been wanting for forever. My dad works here, and UTC is basically in my blood. And growing up and seeing all the past top Mocs, especially somebody like Bradley Bell who won it in 2012.
Congratulations to Dominique and Yancey on their new titles here on campus.
And to cap off homecoming week, the Mocs beat Western Carolina by a wide margin. Our Bailey Biddle has the highlights later in sport.
Hispanic Heritage Month got off to a great start this past week. The Office of Multicultural Affairs, in collaboration with other academic offices, screened the documentary Foreigners in Our Own Land this Wednesday. The film recounted the history of 1565 to 1880 and examined how Spanish colonies were pushed out of their own homes. The event also held a Q&A for those who wanted to learn more about the history of that era. If you missed this event, don't worry. You can view another screening next Wednesday as the film Prejudice and Pride is being shown in Brock 201 at 6:00 p.m. Now it is time for weather. It has been another hot one for the books.
Can we expect cooler temperatures? Lexus, what are things looking like next week?
Thanks, anchors. I know you all are waiting for the sweltering weather to go away, but sadly we will be seeing more of the same. Today we can expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 94 and a low of 63. Saturday we can expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 87 and a low of 65. And for Sunday we can expect some light showers with a high of 81 and a low of 63. Starting next week, bring out those umbrellas because there is a 60% chance of rain with a high of 73 and a low of 51. As you can see, back to sunny days until Friday, when we have another chance for rain. That's it for your weather. Back to you.
Last week, the famous travel company Thomas Cook shut down after its long run of 178 years, leaving thousands of people around the globe stranded and without a job. Some people believe that the closure stems from the company's accumulating debt, its ancient IT system, and its inability to adapt the modern era of travel. We will keep you posted in this story as it develops.
On this edition of Mocs on the Street, the topic was all about fall.
Our Patrick Redding has the story.
I'm here with Stephanie. Stephanie, what is your favorite part of fall?
Is there a fall here?
Great question. I've been asking that myself.
I just moved here in July, and it's been 90 degrees or greater ever since I got here. So my favorite part of fall is going to be the day that it stops being 90 degrees.
Once we get to 89, you'll be ecstatic,
yeah,
right?
I'm happy. 89 will be fantastic.
Princess, there is a best part of fall. What is it?
Man, so once this is all over, cooler weather, and then football, you got festivities. My favorite time of the year is like having Halloween and then Thanksgiving, Christmas. Those are my 3 favorite holidays. And then, you know, family and fun and everything like that, especially around like Christmas and Thanksgiving time. So
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Good answer. Thank you, man. Jawai, there is the best part of fall. We all know it. You know it. I know it.
The best part of fall.
What is the best part of fall?
Best part of fall for me, of course, it's my favorite season, but the best part is you find you a big pile of leaves, like I'm talking a big fat pile. You don't think twice, you just run through that thing. You jump in there, you run through it. Been doing it since elementary and I still do it till today.
There's a lot of knowledge in that beer, Jawai. I like it. Chris, what is the undeniably best part of fall?
It's cold and everything's dying.
Bro, it's like 97 degrees.
Exactly. It's not fall yet.
Not fall yet. I'll take that. Thank you, man. Kinsey, we all know it. You know it. I know it. Tell them. Let them know it. What is the best part of fall?
Halloween.
Wrong answer. Brianna, what is the best part of fall? And there is a correct answer.
Definitely baseball playoffs.
Ding, 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 ding. High five. Bam.
This week in sports, our tennis team heads to the ITA championships.
Our Mocs scored big against Western Carolina for homecoming, and the cross-country team heads to Louisville.
The Braves opened up the MLB playoffs in Atlanta.
Now we toss it to our Bailey Biddle.
Thanks, ladies. 4 Chattanooga men's tennis players are traveling to the ITA All-American Championships. The St. Francis Health System Championships is in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and will include 2 Mocs sophomore tennis players and returning seniors. The singles bracket begins Saturday, October 5th. The hype for the 2019 homecoming game was high all week long, and the Chattanooga Mocs football team delivered by dominating Western Carolina 60-36. The Mocs opened up SoCon play on fire by having a combined 589 offensive yards. The rushing attack was led by Aline Ford with 30 carries for 195 rushing yards. Wright even dialed up a trick play that led to a touchdown pass to sophomore Jeffrey Wood. Wood had a touchdown catch and 2 rushing touchdowns in the game. Despite Western Carolina converting a fake punt and a field goal for a touchdown, the Mocs were able to keep the momentum. Bryce Nunley had himself a day with 4 receptions for 100 yards and a touchdown. Even though the game was an offensive shootout, the defense made some plays. The Mocs secondary had 3 picks on the day and 2 sacks. Head coach Rusty Wright was pleased with his offense but wanted a better start for the Mocs.
Run the football. We got good enough guys to block up front. You know, took some shots and we were able to take shots and threw it how we need to throw it at times. But yeah, we can do some things offensively. Can start like we started. Can you imagine if we started well? How much? You know, that's the thing. But yeah, had a plan to run the football. Those 2 guys ran it hard. We'll figure out what's wrong with EB tomorrow. But yeah, I was pleased with those guys. I mean, anytime you score 60 points, I don't care how you get it, where you get it.
The Mocs travel to Mercer Saturday, October 5th. The Mocs look to stay undefeated in the SoCon. Kickoff is at 4 p.m. and can be watched on ESPN+. The Chattanooga men and women's cross-country team head to Louisville, Kentucky this weekend for the 18th annual Louisville Cross Country at E.P. Sawyer Park. The race is one of the most highly anticipated high school and college races in the country. The Mocs will see SoCon competition at the race that includes Sanford, East Tennessee State, and UNCG. The men's gold race will start at 9:30 a.m. and the women's gold 5K at 10:15 a.m. The Braves opened up the NL playoffs in Atlanta on Thursday versus the red-hot St. Louis Cardinals, with Braves legend Chipper Jones throwing the first ceremonial pitch. It was a back-and-forth game until the Cardinals tied up the game in the 8th inning that set up for a 9th inning for the ages. The Cardinals scored 4 runs in the 9th that made the score 7-3. Center fielder Ronald Acuna Jr. and first baseman Freddie Freeman responded with home runs in the clutch, but it was not enough to beat the Cardinals. The Braves lost Game 1, but look to bounce back at home in Game 2 tonight at 4 o'clock. I'm Bailey Biddle with Mocs News. Have a good afternoon.
Clueless actress Stacey Dash was arrested on Sunday on domestic battery charges for allegedly pushing and slapping her husband, Jeffrey Marty. She has pleaded not guilty on these charges and has been appointed a public defender because she claims that she cannot afford a lawyer. She was released on Monday on a bond posted by her husband. He has decided not to press charges, but it is up to the state's attorney's office whether the case will be pursued or not.
Matthew Knowles, father and former manager of Beyonce and Solange, reveals his new diagnosis this week. The former manager announced on Good Morning America Wednesday that after noticing dots of blood on his shirt, doctors performed a mammogram where he had found breast cancer. Mr. Knowles wants to shine a light on male breast cancer in hopes that others will speak out.
On August 25th, it was announced that News Channel 3 anchor Latrice Curry had a medical emergency and was placed in intensive care. An update on Curry's situation was announced recently, saying that Curry is still in intensive care and is receiving treatment. Her health is improving and she is slowly regaining her strength. The next step to recovery will be physical rehabilitation. We wish you the best, Ms. Curry, and hope that you get well soon from all of us here at Mocs News.
That does it for this edition of Mocs News. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you check out our website at mocsnews.com to continue following the news throughout the week.
And while you're there, make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a great weekend from all of us here at Mocs News.